Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Hope everyone is having an amazing day out there today. It is Monday, fabulous Monday, and I just wanted to do this quick live broadcast. And the focus I want to stress is the different things, the different steps you can be doing to market your business online and actually dominate with online marketing techniques. And I want to share 6 different steps to follow to help you grow your business. And this is sure to help you. It doesn't matter what business you're doing, doesn't matter what industry you're in, but if you're following these steps to market your business online, you are sure to get results. And that's what I want to share today. I want to share the 6 steps to online marketing domination. Before I even start, I want to share something. I want to share about mindset and about positive mindset. 2 weeks ago, my transmission went out on one of my cars. It went out and it was pretty, it was just one of those things that it was unexpected, didn't know. So in dealing with that setback, I didn't let it bother me. And this past weekend, picked up our second car that was in Columbia, Missouri. Guess what happened this morning? Went out to my car, headed to a meeting, and guess what? The car wouldn't start. This is the second one, not the one without the transmission. The car wouldn't start. Battery was dead. I left the headlights on all night. Duh, not smart. But mistakes happen. So what did I do? I didn't stress out, just worked on a plan. Because there was a car parked on the one side that was there and I couldn't do anything about it, so I couldn't get it jumped. So fast forward, it's fixed. Traded out the batteries because I knew this one was going low anyway. Took it out of the other car with the transmission that's out, replaced it, good to go. But you know what? I was going to do this right before I fixed that second one, and now I'm back to it. So I was going to start. Someone came, helped me change out the batteries because I didn't have the tools to do it, and boom, I'm rocking and rolling. The point is that I didn't let it bother me. I didn't let it stress me out. And when you're a business owner, you got to remain calm. You got to keep moving forward. Always be moving forward. That is what I wanted to stress real quick about mindset and having the proper mindset in your business. Don't let setbacks hold you back. Always be moving forward. I cannot stress that enough. So back to the focus of today's live broadcast. 6 steps to online marketing domination. Number 1 is to brand yourself. Brand yourself. A lot of you marketers are out there, you're branding your company. Guess what? Your brand is you. It's not your company. Your company has their own brand. They market in their own products. But at the end of the day, people join people. They don't join companies. Yes, they're part of the company, but you are you. You have to brand yourself. This is so key. Guess what? When you are branding yourself, people are getting to know who you are, what you have to offer, what you bring to the table. I cannot stress enough how important that is. Stop branding your company. Guess what? If you are in network marketing and you brand this company, that company, and someone finds interest in that company from you branding the company, they go to Google, they do some search, guess what? What are they going to find? Are they going to find a bunch of positive testimonies? Maybe. Bunch of negative testimonies? Maybe. But my point is, wouldn't you like to avoid that part? Wouldn't you like them to reach out to you? That's where it comes to creating curiosity when you're doing stuff so that people get attracted to you. So the first thing I will stress is you brand you. Who are you? What do you bring to the table? How can you help other people? That is so key. So the first thing I want to stress is that you brand yourself. The second thing I want to stress and share is that you build your list. Build your email list. There are two things you own online. There are two things you own online. And that is your email list, and that is your blog. So if you have a blog and you have an email list, those two things you do own. Okay? Build your list. Always be focused on growing that email list, because guess what? That is your number one asset. No matter what happens in whatever company you are in, no matter what happens in whatever company you are in, the email list is always yours. That is so key. Hey, Leandro, I appreciate that comment. Yes, it's so important, and it's never too late. You are so right about that. It's never too late to focus on branding yourself. Thank you for sharing that. I really do appreciate that. The third thing, and it blows my mind that people do not understand this. The third thing, build relationships and rapport. Build relationships and rapport with people. So many times I'll get a friend request from someone, and anymore, when I get a friend request, before I even accept this friend request, I'm reaching out to them and I'm asking them, hey, thank you so much for sending me a friend request. What inspired you to send me that friend request? That's the first step to find out if they're even someone you want to connect with. That's the first way. Because if you reach out to them and they don't respond, well, guess what? They're not going to be following your stuff. They have an ulterior motive as to why they even reached out to you. So you have to keep that in mind. What you want to focus on is building that relationship and rapport. It's so easy. Guess what? Show people that you care about them. Show people that you care about what they want in life. Show people that you want to develop a relationship with them, that you're not just a spam artist. That is so key. Hey, Evan, what's going on? How do I build my email list? Well, you know what? I'm glad you asked that question, Evan. How do you build your email list? The first thing you want to do is give value. Give value, give value, give value. And that's actually number 4. That's the fourth thing that you want to focus on, is create valuable content. Creating valuable content, it makes people want to reach out to you. It makes people want to follow you. Here's something that I've done recently. This is so huge. This has helped me in a non-threatening manner, in a non-selling manner. What I've done is I would just message people just to create relationships, because why have people as Facebook friends and yet you don't create relationships? Why have people as Facebook friends and you've never even spoken to them? So what I've done is I would actually have conversations with people. I would create a conversation. Hey, we've been Facebook friends. I don't see any sense in being Facebook friends if we don't actually communicate. Boom. That was the first step in starting that conversation. And then I go on, I have a little chit chat back and forth, find out a little about them, find out about their goals, just short conversations. And then I share one simple way that has helped me get leads. And to me, you give me your email list, that's a lead. So what I've shared with people is, hey, I have a newsletter where I send out tips on how to grow your email list, or tips on how I have a newsletter where I share tips on how to get leads, how to grow your business. If you'd like me to put you on that list, send me your email list. The percentage of people that send me their email list is extremely high, Evan. It's high. And guess what? When I get that, I am building my email list. When I get that email, now my email list is growing. So when I'm putting out content out there, it helps create curiosity. It helps create relationships, and people are willing to give you that email list to stay in touch when you offer value. You have to first be a servant leader that people want to follow. Evan, I hope that makes sense. Let me know in the comments if that makes sense. Create valuable content that people would be interested in. Because if you have a solution to a problem, they will want more information. If you're targeting people that you know have a problem and you know you have the answer, they will join your email list for that solution. For example, we're launching in the wearable technology industry. Am I just going to go blasting the company name? No way, Jose, not at all. I'm going to give bits and pieces of stuff that people would be interested in because I know it solves a problem. For example, we use an attraction marketing system. So I know that people struggle to get leads. So when I am putting stuff out there that I know people struggle with, and I know that I'm offering them a solution, guess what? They come and say, Manny, I want to learn more about what you're sharing. Can you understand the fathom, the excitement that stuff brings? When you can help others, they will follow. They will follow, and they actually look forward to the content you will provide. So that's number 4, is focus on creating valuable content that you know solves problems. And I have kind of lost my thing here. Let's see here. Let's see, where is my little thing? Oh boy, that's interesting. Give me 1 second here. I was practicing on a buddy's laptop to get it used for him. He is one of my clients, and we like to, I want to use this BeLive.tv with him, so I'm practicing, so I'm using his laptop. Number five that you should be doing to dominate your online market. Ask the right questions. This is key. You have to ask the right questions. If you want to know what people are struggling with, you have to ask the right questions. You have to ask the right questions so that you know the answer that you need to provide to help others. So when you ask the right questions to people and it's something that they can answer to, for example, one of the questions for our main primary business, I'll ask someone, do you know what Fitbit is? Most people say yes. And I ask them, if you knew what you knew now, if you knew then what you know now, in reference to, I have an online Star Trek business, how do I hit my target? Great question, Evan. Online Star Trek. I wondered how come you had the Star Trek. That makes so much sense. I just knew you were a big fan, but you actually have an online. I have an online Star Trek. How do I hit my target? Okay, so Facebook, number one. Facebook is amazing for hitting your actual target. If you have a Facebook fan page, number one, please send me an invite. I'll be glad to follow and like it. Number two, when you do Facebook and you do ads through Facebook, you can hit Star Trek fans. That's what's great about that stuff. But here's the key. Evan, is that when you do hit the Star Trek fan, it has to be in such a non-threatening manner that you're offering value. Number one, you build your audience around Star Trek fans. Number two, once you're building that audience, then you can provide that value that people want to follow. And then number three, it's so much easier to go in for the close when you know what they're looking for. So there's so many Star Trek fans out there. Find them, target them, and then you can hit them with a back offer of whatever it is that you're trying to market. First, you target them, you build your audience around fans, and then it's so much easier to backdoor them with what your offer is. But don't lead with, here, buy my Star Trek, whatever it is. Don't lead that way. Lead with so much value that they reach out to you and say, Evan, how can I get a hold of what you were talking about? That is so key. That is so key for that. So that's number one. Do you have a Facebook page? That is important. Here's a three pillar marketing techniques. 3-prong that will help you grow your Star Trek business. You got to have a blog, you got to have a YouTube channel, and a Facebook page. Those 3 things will help you dominate the Star Trek business. Your YouTube channel, you don't want to send people to your YouTube channel. You want to have stuff out there that they find you. YouTube is the number 2 most searched tool that people use. Guess what number 1 is? It's Google. Guess who owns YouTube? Google owns YouTube. So what I would recommend is that you have your YouTube channel and you provide valuable content that is picked up through SEO. So that's why if you have YouTube, people are going to find your stuff just by the topic, the description, and those tags. And I have an amazing training that will help you dominate YouTube. And I've just started using this thing, and it's like, holy mackerel, why didn't I know about this sooner? There's certain ways to use that you can search to find what your target audience is typing for in the Google search. It's a little trick. It's so cool too. So when you ask the right questions, you know what people are looking for, and it's so much easier to get to number 6. Number 6, follow up and close. So if you send them a link to anything, you have to follow up. You have to follow up. Hey, Scott, what's going on? Thanks for showing up, man. I appreciate you tuning in. So when you ask the right questions that leads to what you're going to offer, then you know you can easily do the follow up and close. But the first thing you want to do is make sure that you know what their problem is, you've identified the problem, and now you can follow up with the value. And the value is how you follow up and lead to the close. It is so key when you're doing that. I cannot stress enough, because what do you say to a person when you're following up? That's the question. Because when you're following up, number 1, it's about them. At the end of the day, it's never about me. It's never about me. And that's the key. It's always about the person I'm talking to. When you generate a lead, the first thing you must do is determine their need. What are their needs? That's the key there. So when you generate a lead, don't just go blah, 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 blah. I got the best thing ever. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Determine their needs. What are their needs? How can you help them? You cannot help them until you found out what their needs are. Then you can guide them in the right direction. Maybe your product's not even a good fit, but until you determine their needs, you cannot solve their problems. You may have the best product in the planet, but until you have determined their needs, you don't really know how you can help them. And that's where so many people go wrong. That's where people go wrong. They start throwing up all over. It's all about customer service. And depending on how your approach is, what do they need? What are their needs? You have to determine their needs first. Once you've determined all that, then you can share, hey, I got a solution. You said your problems are da, 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 da. And as long as you were writing everything down, you can go back and follow up with those. You said you had this problem. You said this is your problem. So let me ask you something. If I can show you a way to solve this problem, would you want to know more? Boom! Just like that. Until you determine the need, you cannot move further. Does that make sense? Drop a 1 in the comments if that makes sense. Who's with me? Drop a 1 in the comment if that makes sense. Appreciate everyone showing up. Looks like I got some viewers still tuned in. That's awesome. So let me review the 6 again. The 6 steps. Number 1, you brand yourself. Number 2, build your lists. Number 3, focus on building relationships and building rapport. Number 4, create valuable content that draws people to you. Don't be that spam artist. Don't. Sometimes I'll go to people's profile page, they'll friend me and I'll go to their profile page and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a spam artist. Though I'm sure I may be able to help them, but they may not be ready to be helped. If they're spamming their Facebook and they think it works, they're not ready. And here's another thing I want to share. Maybe some people get away with spamming. The average person does not get away with spamming. I don't even know who does get away with spamming, but I do know some people who I have friends who just blah, 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 buy this, buy that, and they have a big following, so it kind of works for them, but it doesn't work for the people that they recruit. And then they wonder why people are not staying in their business. Because they don't have a proven system for the person to follow. If you don't have a proven system for the person to follow, they will fail and they will not last in their business, and that is so important. And number 4, create valuable content. When you create content that people can understand, they can resonate with, they can grow with, they will continue to follow you and they will appreciate you. Does that make sense? Because content is what really sells. Content marketing is so huge. It's so huge. Here's the thing. With technology nowadays, there's so many ways to get your product in front of people, but you don't want to just put your product in front of people. You want to create valuable content that makes people want to follow more and more and more. And then all of a sudden, when the timing's right, hey, I'm ready to listen even harder. I need a coach. I need this. I have that. I saw that you're making it work. Let me know what you're doing. Number 5, ask the right questions. When you ask the right questions, people will in turn buy what you're offering over time. But you have to ask the right questions, even if it is, hey, are you ready to get started with me? After you've done all the building, after you've gotten there, you do have to ask the question for the close. If you don't ask the question, who's going to join you? You have to ask for the close. You have to ask. You got to go for it. You have to go for it. That's the winner. You have to be willing to ask the question. If they're ready and you send them a link, you got to follow up. If you don't follow up, guess who's going to join? No one. That is key. Number 6, follow up and close. It's that simple. Again, brand yourself, build your list, build relationships and rapport, create valuable content, ask the right questions, and follow up and go for the close. I'm Manny Rodriguez. I appreciate you tuning in on this Monday afternoon. Here's the key. If you suffer from the Monday blues, you might have to think of a new career. If you suffer from the Monday blues, it's not your job. It's what you've chosen to do. If you love what you're doing and you look forward to Monday, Keep running with it. Keep running with it, because then you are following your passion. But if you suffer from the Monday blues, you have to really dig deep and ask yourself, am I passionate about what I'm doing? And dig deep and find that answer and find it. Find it. Life is way too short to be stuck somewhere you're not happy. I have suffered those Monday blues. When I first had my first full-time job, I was suffering weekend blues. Because here's the thing, in college, I started going to all these racquetball tournaments, weekend after weekend after weekend. And then I got a full-time retail job, and it required me working on the weekends. Holy mackerel, 2 years later, I finally got back into the racquetball scene. Get in my drift? Did I love what I was doing? No, but it was a paycheck, and I had bills to pay, and I had kids to feed. So I had to have a full-time job. And my first full-time job was in retail, where it required me to be there on the weekend. Not fun. And I set out on this journey. And 20 years later, it's finally happening, but I never gave up. I always knew in my mind where I wanted to go. So are you following your passion? Are you? Are you creating your outcome? Are you creating your life? Are you following a vision to where you want to go? If you're not, let's talk about that. Let's strategize. I'm glad to share 30 minutes of my time to help you move forward in your life. I'm Manny Rodriguez, also known as Coach Manny. I'm here to help. How can I help you? I hope you have a great day and the rest of the week. Great rest of your week. I got another meeting coming up, and guess what? Time to bike ride. Got to get my biking in. That's my love. That's my passion. I love to get on that bicycle and rock and roll up those hills, down those hills, and have fun with it. I'm Manny Rodriguez. Make it a great week, everyone. It's a new week. Every day is a new day. I love you. I'm here to help. Peace.